is Rob from Dr.M Studio. Welcome to the channel. Well, today is the third and final video of a rattle can paint job on this 59 Crestliner Viking. If you haven't watched the painting process of this, go ahead to the video that's just prior to this and take a look at that, and then come back and join me here. But on this video, I'm going to be working on this transom. Got to put that together, get that on there. Got to hook up the electronics and the mechanics for the motor. I got to get the seats in. I got to get gauges in. I got some really cool gauges. I think you'll like that. And I've got something planned for that steering wheel. And I hope I can find that on the interweb. Here we have the panels cut out. Again, I got two of these to make the one that was on there. It's an angle. And there's just a little lip that's underneath there. And that will be taken up somewhat by the width of this. It'll actually be stronger. That one's starting to give up the ghost. This one should be good for the life of this boat. This project is not brought to you by this wood glue. So if you see it on here and you happen to see the name brand of this, just know that I think it's adequate for the job. Water resistant, interior and exterior. I have another one that's older that's just for interior. Boy, glad I got this for at least some water resistant things. Let's see if this thing will, is it open? Sure it is. See if I can fill up this thing here. There we go. I'm not a woodworker. As you people that are will probably notice. But I think I'll get the point across that I'm going to attach these two pieces of wood together. And I want it to make a good bond, so let's put some glue on there. I was looking for a paintbrush to move this glue around. Didn't find one. I got gloves on. Sacrilege. See if I can find something else for here. All right, these will work. Maybe overkill, but that's what I got. I knew I had some more clamps. I'm still missing 2 of these, but I found some body fender stuff that'll work. Are you gonna go swimming today? Mama's gonna bring you down there? All right. I better get this boat in the water, hey? Yeah. You like riding in this boat. Well, I'm starting to put the transom on. And you saw that I was working with some duck seal. I don't know, sometimes call it dum-dum, I don't know. But I need to get that. I had to buy a whole pound of it. And this will probably last my lifetime. Anyway, so I put some on those 2 holes over here, some over here too. There was some black seal stuff, black sealer. I don't have that black stuff, so I'm just gonna use this. I think that's what I can do, so. And probably put it on these lower ones as well, right down there. Well, let's get this backside put on here and carry on, tighten this thing down. Right, bud? Yeah.
Transom is on. Feels good. Got new stainless hardware.
That thing that close.
Too much to be following me. I do this every week.
1, 2.
Okay, that's turn gotta go up. Oh, it's gotta go down. It's gotta turn. There it is. Let's get a nut on it.
Nut, you gotta. Polka Pell Dawn.
What's that?
Polka Pell Dawn.
Oh yeah, like that? Like that shirt? The polka's coming back on Saturday on the radio.
You get the FM going now?
No, I'm not exactly sure when. Pretty soon.
Yeah.
If it isn't, it's pretty soon. But the AM is on. I listen to AM. I listen to the AM at work all the time. Pretty good. Good mix. Oh, it feels good to get that back on there. Thanks, Ter. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
All right. Got ahead of myself. I connected that one. I gotta take that off because I don't have enough slack to get the steering arm in there. That loop isn't enough. I have to have more. I hope I don't have to take out the other ones. I don't think so, but let's get going on that. It's too tight of a corner. Make it in there. There. Whew. Inch and an eighth. There. Okay, here's the difference between these two clasps. For the top one, you push it down and that'll allow this to release. So when I'm putting it back together, I push that locking mechanism down, push that insert in there, and now it locks. This one is the opposite. So lift it up, this will release. So then if you're putting it back together, keep that tab up, put that insert in there, fully seated, and it'll lock in there. And it's got keepers, right here, which will lock that in there. Now I got a rubber gasket grommet to put in there. I got all the connections to the Honda completed to the extent that I've looked at it here, other than the gas line here, right there. Don't lose this. 3/4 inch tapered shaft. All right, you saw me take this steering wheel off. I told you I had some plans. Let me show you what I got. Here's the big reveal. Yep, a Superior 500 wheel. I love these guys. I've got them on my car hauler truck, my 68 Chevy car hauler, and this has got a foam grip on it. I got it for 50 bucks off the interweb, and I got the tapered fitting. I purchased that. That was I think that was around 38 bucks, something like that. And then I got a cover for the hub of this wheel, a horn kit actually. I guess it has everything for me to hook up a horn. Whether I'll be doing that or not, I don't know, but at least I'll dress up the front of the steering wheel where all those connections are made there. So, hey, let's put this on. Well, I don't know about you, but man, I like that. That's the look I was shooting for. All right, so what do you guys think? I'm liking it. Sweet. Now I can work on gauges. Check this out. Before we go cutting these legs off of here, it's got a tapered start on it. I'm gonna lose that, so I better put the nut on there first, so when I back it off then it will start. So washer and nut are going on first on all of these. Now we're set to cut these off. What I did is I tapered the threads then with that cutoff wheel, and I didn't record that. So when you take these off, I recommend that you only come up to the edge. Come up to the edge, and it's going to get really tight. It's going to be hard to turn. Before it comes off, stop, thread it back on again. Kind of cut those threads back in there where you cut the metal off. Okay, now it turns off easy. And I can put it back on. Do that a few times. And you'll have better luck getting these nuts on after you cut a threaded screw, threaded bolt. Just like that. Let's see if this thing fits in here. Ah, look at that. That's gonna look nice. Got an RPM gauge. Honda. Should be plug and play. Okay, let's check this out. Instrument harness. There's the part number if you're looking for it. Okay, let's take a look here. It's about 3 feet long. I got some instructions to look at. All right, I'm trying to get this trim gauge put in. And I bought a cup for it to put on the dash. These screws don't bother me so much, but these tabs and for the light, and compare that to the gauge pod I've got here. See what I see? I got to get a different gauge pod, or I got to decide to put this gauge into the dash flush, which I can do that, but I really want to go with that type of look. So it won't stop me from getting the boat back on the water, but it'll slow down the completion of the total project that I want to get done. Thought I had the right one, but it's not deep enough. I got to get it over here if they make such a beast. Almost dropped that off the boat. What? Cat-like reflexes. That was a long time coming. You see that grommet right here? I had to put that in, so I had to take the whole thing apart. That was kind of maddening, but it's done now. This is the approximate area where I can put that next gauge here. This is a trim gauge. So there's a bar here, and then it gets kind of narrow here on the dash. So I'm going to try to get in here. So it looks like that's where I can put it, right about there, and that'll be good. Well, look what my brother brought by. That's the back seat for this boat. Got a couple of things I gotta prep on it to put it in there, but hey, this is awesome. Hey, Ter.
Hi.
What do you got there for me?
Some good parts for your boat.
Awesome. What do you got in here? Oh, a trim piece for the seat. Look at that. Yeah, that'll work pretty slick.
Made it. Nice.
Added a little trim piece. We got the red seat in. Thank you, Terry, for helping me out. Now let's do the front one on the back seat. Okay, pretty retro. Pretty cool. You might be wondering why I'm putting this style of seat and not finishing this off. My kids and their friends are coming over and they want to go fishing. That's going to be tomorrow. So temporarily I got to put this in. I'm going to cover it like the other one that you saw. And I'll put a straight back. I don't think I'm going to be using these buckets. Not sure. I think we'll just make a straight back, real retro look to it. But for now, I got to get this thing on the water. Close, very close. We'll get it on the water. Okay, let's do a walk around. New transom. New back seat. All right, got my steering wheel here. I got my RPM gauge and hour meter there. Now, I learned something. This is a trim gauge for Honda. The 20 horse does not have trim. It has tilt. This is not going to work. There's not an electrical circuit coming from the motor for the trim up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be trading this in, even swap, for a voltage meter that'll fit in that hole. I can't use this anyway. Whether one is worth more than the other doesn't matter to me right now. I've got to fill that hole in. I'm going to put a voltage meter on there, so that'll be good. Got a few more things I'm going to do to the boat, but like I said, I got to get this on the water. But I kind of like the Pro Street look. It's a poser. Yeah, looks fast. 20 horse. I think I got it up to about 23, 24 miles per hour. That's a fun speed. It's not blistering, but it's fun. So let's take a look at it here. Tell me what you guys think. 3-gallon tank. Try to burn that in a whole day on this Honda. All right, let's get it into the water. Okay, we got the guys on the water. They're happy fishing, and I'm glad I got that boat in the water. Again, I'm probably 85% done with that. I had to get the boat in the water for those guys so that they could have fun this weekend, and they're only up for a couple of days. So I will work on that front seat, get that reupholstered just like the back seat. I do really like the retro look that's accomplished with that red and white seat. So I'll get that done. That was a fun project that I had to get done. And I am glad it's over with for the most part. I can get going on with some other things. And so next time we get together, I'll have a new project brewing and I'll take you along with. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and put a like on there and hit the notification bell. That would be much appreciated. So with that, this is Rob from Dr.M Studio. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time.